Good morning, Coach. New day, new test results. Unfortunately, that's, I guess, an everyday focus here right now. Are you getting close to the point where you might not be able to ice an NHL roster for your next game?
Well, I think, it's going to be tough at this point. I mean, guys keep going down, and if history repeats itself, there's going to be a couple more tomorrow. We were already without, with injuries. I think it was 9 guys against Toronto. Now it'll make it. I think we're into the 12 or 13 range. So it is what it is. But if you play, you got to be ready, and no one's going to take it light on you. So we'll be ready if we play.
What was your focus on practice today?
Tried Drake at center today. Obviously, we got 5 centers down. Tried Drake at center. A lot of pace, forward checking. We have to and defending. I mean, regardless of who you have in there, you have to defend harder, and we've been doing that for the last 2 days.
Is it tough to implement the drills that you want to put out there with the new players that maybe you had to reintroduce yourself to?
Well, not so much the new players. Short of forward makes it hard, certainly. But you know what? The guys gave everything out there today. They worked hard. The drills, we got done what we had to get done. Power play looked good. So it's not ideal, but it is what it is.
It's Gary at Post Media.
DJ, one way or another, you may have to play without Thomas Chabot Thursday. This seems like an obvious question, but if you take him out, what does that do to your blue line?
Well, it makes it really young. I think we're probably the youngest team in the league as it is over the last, 6 weeks or so. And certainly with him out, you're going to get to see everyone on display. And you know what? It is what it is. Guys are going to get minutes that they haven't got, and we'll see how they do.
But he is the guy he's the straw that stirs the drink back there. It's not just losing another player, is it?
No, you're losing a guy that plays some nights 30, all the important minutes, creates a lot of offense for us, can skate, plays fatigueless minutes too, and I think that's something that is an ability that a lot of people don't have. Late in shifts, icings, he can still play at the same pace that he starts the shift with. So it's a huge loss for us, but teams lose guys all the time, and that's how you find out what you have. Guys get thrown out there, and you find out, can they handle the other team's best players.
Just on you said you were trying Drake at center. Has he played center before, and is that something you just wanted to look at?
Well, he played center in junior for a bit. No one thinks that they're going to lose the amount of centers that we've lost. So, especially the guys, the offensive guys. So we'll try it. And with Shawzy on the wing with him, he could take draws. So, and we'll mix and match, obviously, throughout the game. But I thought he was fine today.
Go to Claire Hanna at TSN.
Hey, DJ. If you guys do end up playing in Seattle, what do you think your compete level will be?
High. The games where I think our compete level wasn't great, I think they all of them surround COVID outside of Vancouver. They surround guys being sick and just not having legs, in my opinion. I think one thing is our team always plays hard. I don't think anyone could take that away from us other than a few one-offs, but I think Toronto is a lot of guys just didn't have it. But to question our compete, I don't think is fair.
Okay. And then you guys worked so hard. You guys had the COVID outbreak in November. You worked so hard to get back to that winning column and just get that momentum going. So how do you envision next month playing out in terms of when you eventually get guys back, even in these next few weeks?
Well, yeah, we just got to get healthy. We're above 500 team with our guys. If you count at the start of the year when Pinto played and then when guys got healthy in November, we're above 500. And you can see the talent come out in the players. With COVID, obviously our record's not good at all. But we got to do better at that. And that means when guys are out, guys got to play better. And you can't find excuses and just go out there. You got to find a way to grind a game out. kind of like we did in Carolina that got us started. We beat a lot of really good teams in December. And if we're going to have guys out, we've got to find ways to grind and stay in games and find different ways to win games. Because, when this team does turn the corner, and that will happen, with all these young players and how good they are, you're going to get in a playoff series and you may lose 3 or 4 guys to injury, and the year can't be over. You have to find a way to grind it. So if we have guys out, we've got to find ways to grind. It might not be pretty, but we got to find ways.
My last question, DJ, when you guys went through this in November, I'm sure you had your messages of grind, let's compete. Has your tune changed this time around with the new guys who are out with COVID? Well,
I just think we know exactly how hard it is to win with those guys out. So your special teams has to be sharp. You can't take a bunch of penalties. We already went through this. So we know exactly how hard it's going to be and what you have to do to win. So there's no point in concentrating on what we don't have. Is how are we going to find a way to grind out some wins? And that's why our practices are going to get harder. They're going to get a little longer, and we're going to commit to a little more defense. As a whole, we're not going to be able to score a whole ton. If you just look at numbers-wise, the ability of goals that are out of our lineup. So you're really going to have to check. You're going to need good goaltending. You're going to need to stay out of the box. You're going to need to do all these things. And we know, from November exactly how hard it's going to be. So, you got to get ready for the fight, and that's what we're doing.
Final is from Sylvain St. Laurent.
Yeah, an asset at some point. Now he's just coming back from Belleville, not an ideal situation, but you hope that with such a young team that is experienced can help you in some ways?
What's that, sorry?
I'm saying that you said at first that Michael Del Sallo's experience could be an asset. Now the situation isn't ideal with him coming back from Belleville, but do you hope that his experience is an asset if he gets to play?
Well, he's a real NHL player. He's played in the league for a long time, so he's not feeling his way out or around out there. And you don't have to worry about him. He's going to come back and he's going to play the way he plays. So that's certainly a benefit of having depth in the organization.
You said the power play looked pretty good in practice today. You had Eric Brandstrom anchoring the first unit. What type of opportunity do you see this for him going forward?
Well, without Shabby, it's an unbelievable opportunity. You're playing on the power play with, our best players, offensive players, and you get an opportunity to showcase your skills. So, he's an offensive guy, and he's going to get that opportunity.